Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a German day. Not just a German day, but it's a German school day. A day in German schools. English class. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go.
What do you think?
Because it needs understanding the text.
Yes, if you want to translate it, you have to understand it as well. What is easier in mediation than in translation?
Well, I think
It makes it easier. And that is what we want to translate.
The first thing that strikes me, now don't tell me off, guys, and I do believe anyone can teach English, but she's got a very strong German accent. Now I love the German accent. I think it's very endearing. I think it's nice. I like it. I like when you guys speak English. However, hers is very thick to the point where I feel like teaching English might be, she's obviously got a great command of the English language, but it just posed the question, do you need to be able to speak English in an English accent to teach English to non-English speakers? Does that make sense? She's speaking English in a German accent. Does that help the students learn English easier because her accent is she's speaking English in a Germanic way? Or should the English teacher in Germany be someone preferably from England, or I was going to say from America, but not from America because they don't speak proper English. Someone from England who has an English accent. I don't know. It's an interesting topic, right? So if I'm learning Spanish and I'm in England, I'm learning Spanish, I would prefer to learn Spanish from a Spanish speaker because I know I would like to speak Spanish in the way that the Spaniards speak it. So when I go to Spain, not only do they understand the words, but they understand my accent as well. Does that make sense? It's like people that come to England and they have a strong accent. And it's like, yes, you can speak and understand English, but your accent's so strong that I don't understand you. Not that Germany is that hard to understand, like German accent, but do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to be... It's just the first thing that has jumped out at me on this video. Interesting. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Like, should someone who has a strong German accent be teaching children English? Let me know.
To do at 6. And I was told they came from...
Was macht ihr?
Also wir müssen so einen Text übersetzen. Ist recht schwer, aber wir müssen den nur sinngemäß übersetzen und das geht schon.
So they're translating text. They're translating something from English into German, right? Is that what it is? What they're doing? It's pretty cool. Do you know what, I love watching this because it just reminds me of being in school and like messing about with my friends and like pulling funny faces and like just being like annoying. But it just reminds me of, yeah, school time.
Was machst du in Englischunterricht?
Wir lernen Englisch, lernen wir halt Englisch, wir sprechen auch Englisch und versuchen möglichst viel.
I understood that. He said he's learning English, he's learning to speak in English, and I don't know what he's saying next, but yeah.
Englisch zu sprechen.
Wie heißt du?
Ich heiße Laurens.
Okay, so, was machst wir jetzt?
Wir müssen den Text jetzt so aufs Grobe hin übersetzen. Das heißt, wir müssen eine Mediation durchführen. Also nur so ein Drittel von dem Text sollen wir übersetzen ins Englische. Vom Deutschen ins Englische.
So, wie lange?
I actually really understood what he said just then. I actually understood everything he said. Maybe because we're in an English class, when they're speaking German. Whereabouts in Germany are these guys from? Let me know in the comment section below because you'll understand the accent or what part of Germany they're from, because he was very, very clear while he was speaking German just then. And I was like, I understood it. Interesting.
Soll ich jetzt machen?
Also der Text ist ja jetzt so lang, also muss nur nicht so viel.
Okay.
Das Englisch.
Ja, okay. Danke. Dankeschön.
du schon eine Idee so? Also hast du den Text schon gelesen?
Ja, aber was ist deine Idee oder?
Ja.
Der englischen Sprache wird das gut tun. Jeden ihrer wirklichen Liebhaber bereitet es doch Seelenqualen, dass sie von allzu vielen Unberufenen
They're not speaking a lot of English in the English class.
herumgekommen entsteht und am Ende gedankenlos ausgespuckt wird. Längst hat das Englische den Charakter einer Sprache verloren.
Dankeschön. Go on, Max. Go on, Max.
Welche Zeit sind das? Ich habe jetzt gerade die
Ausgespuckt wird. Längst hat das Englische den Charakter einer Sprache verloren und jetzt geht es weiter. Es gilt zwar
als Weltsprache, aber es ist nur noch ein allen kulturellen und geschichtlichen Fleisches im Kern des Kommunikationsmittels. Und mit diesem Skelett einer Sprache bearbeiten sich Geschäfte.
Wer hat die Tafel ab?
Wir spielen Schnick, Schnack, Schnuck.
Okay.
Is that what you guys call it? You call it schnish, snash, snush. Is that rock, paper, scissors? That's rock, paper, scissors, right? Of course you wouldn't say rock, paper, scissors because that's English. So you say schnish, snash, snush. It sounds really funny. It sounds cute. Is that what this...
Ja, aber dann mach ich es.
Wir spielen Schnick, Schnack, Schnuck.
Okay.
Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
Ja.
You have your own version of rock, paper, scissors. Okay, of course you do.
Aber dann mach ich Okay.
What are they? Rock, paper, scissors. And who goes first? What, speak English first? I've not heard much English in this English class. I will say that I'm not that impressed because they look like older students as well, high school students. Again, it goes back to my thought of, should a teacher in an English class, should they be an English speaking person? And should they just basically lead the lesson with a lot of English? Like talking at the children in English. Do you know what I mean? Because immersion's very important. I feel like immersing yourself in a language is very important. They should step into that classroom and be bombarded with English. Just nothing but English.
And if you look at or watch international sessions, all of them have their headsets with their translator in the background, yeah, or they understand the English language. And that's why it's very...
It's true, they all just have the little headsets with the translation thing going on. That's another thing. If you work in international like law or you're a politician, you should really be able to speak multiple languages, the main languages of the world, the lingua francas. Probably you should be able to, definitely be able to speak English, probably Mandarin. I would say like Mandarin. That's a big language for business. And then I'll probably say maybe Spanish. And then, yeah, that's it really. Though you do very well learning English, Spanish. And what was the third one I said? My brain's just gone. What was the third one I said? English, Spanish, and Mandarin. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. Those three languages would get you really, 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 really far in business because Spanish is spoken in a huge chunk of the world. Mandarin, we know what China's becoming, like the world superpower almost. And English is just the lingua franca for all of Europe and the Americas. So you do very well with those three languages. I think all people that are on, work in international relations and all sorts of stuff like that, they should be able to speak English very well. They shouldn't have a headset in getting translated. That's, giving you side eye. Should be better than that.
And nobody of you knows whether he or she that will not need English. Some years ago,
That sentence was very, very bad for an English speaker. I just what she just said then.
she that will not need income. And nobody of you knows whether he or she that will not need English.
So nobody of you that knows he or she will not need English. That was a very bad, I'm telling you as an English speaker, a very bad structured sentence. And if she's teaching the kids English, I'm not trying to be, but obviously I'm going to scrutinize the teacher because she's an English teacher. That was terrible. Very, very bad. And she's teaching these kids to speak English. I don't want to be, but do you know what? You guys understand you're German. So you understand me being very critical and analyzing what she's doing. That sentence didn't make sense. What she should have said to them in English, I can't even speak now. She should have said a longer sentence. When you guys, or when you all go into the world, or when you all graduate high school, there isn't one of you that won't need English in your daily lives. Something like that. Something to effect like that. A sentence like that. If she had a great command of the English language, but that sentence was really bad. I'm really sorry. It's just, it was.
Some years ago.
Okay, some music. I really enjoyed that. It was like it was only a 3-minute video, but it was like a little peek into how, well, not all German schools, but I mean, unless there's another reference online, yeah, how they teach English in German schools. And that is supposed to be a standardized, I know your schools are very standardized, so the way they're learning English in this class is how they would learn English in all classes in Germany, right? So maybe it was her as a teacher, her English wasn't that great. She probably could speak English about 70%, but her accent's very thick. Not just her accent's thick, but her sentence structure was incorrect as well. I'm not being critical. I'm glad they're learning English, and you're doing way better than any English person does when it comes to learning a second language. We are horrific. You do not want to see British people learning German in a German class. You do not want to see the reverse, because we would be way worse. But this wasn't perfect. But yeah, I love seeing a peek into German schools. You're very similar to us. Like how the kids were acting was just like how they act in British schools. So it was nice to see. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.